Part 2. The infection wins.
I'm Keith Bailey. I'm the writer, director, and one of the co-producers on this madcap adventure that's been called Test Group. I've been doing special effects and makeup for a lot of years now. Worked on a lot of movies and television shows, and I'm finally getting to do one of my own rather than doing somebody else's for a change. So it's been really great, and it's been a great adventure, and we're having lots of fun.
My name is Albert, and I am the production manager for Test Group. And I just really love working with Keith and Ginger on this thing. Always wanted to make a zombie film. I've done a lot of work in front of the camera, and now I'm living the dream, looking in the lens. So it's just amazing.
I'm Ginger, and I am the COO and one-third partner of the Otherside of Georgia Productions Incorporated with Keith and Albert. And we are here at Camp Endor, our production house in Georgia, where we all live and eat and play and film and plan and schedule, and I'm the den mother of all of that, making sure everybody stays together, we stay on track, and help people focus on what needs to get done today.
Hi there, I am Albert, and I am in a big truck that I am renting, driving around to some cool places, about to do some cool things, and ultimately make a really cool movie. This documentary is going to chronicle the making of the movie Test Group. This is just a teaser for things to come. We're going to keep a lot of information about the film close hand, but we are also going to give you a glimpse into the love that is going into this creation. I hope you're having a great day. Stay tuned. We're going to have a lot of information and fun things for you to watch on this documentary.
Zombies at the Speed of Life, the making of Test Group.
Schedule for Test Group has pretty much come to a close by this point. We started filming last year in May, and at this point we only have a few pages left before we wrapped up with the whole production, and that's been a lot of fun, and we're already begun editing process. So this year we're going to be going into the second film in the series, which is a Mega Protocol, and doing some other projects, some web series and some television series that we've been holding in reserve. So there's going to be a lot of new projects coming out from the other side of Georgia, and Test Group will be out in movie theaters in September of 2015. So it's going to be right there before the Christmas season, which is really great because that's when the film is actually set, is for Christmas time. So it's going to be an interesting Christmas this year, and we are really looking forward to seeing how people react and what they do when they see this film.
My name is Jeff Buccino. I'm from Beaufort, Georgia.
Probably one of the best discoveries that we made on Test Group was actor Jeffrey Buccino. He has surprised me a lot. When he first came to us, I didn't know whether or not he would be able to act, but he's done great at auditions for several things for us, and I really enjoyed the fact that we got to cast him in the role of Stephen Bishop. We originally had a different actor there, but you know, that didn't work out, and he was right there, and I had wanted to give him a larger part in the movie after seeing him act, and so it was a great fit, and we've loved his performances. He can make you cry, he can make you laugh. He's really been a wonderful asset to the film.
I'm Jason Duckett. I play Carl in Test Group. I recently finished filming my scenes in the first film, Test Group. And I've been working a little bit behind the scenes, camera work, holding umbrellas during the rain, keeping the slightly more anemic actors and actresses warm in this horrible weather we've been having. It's been a pretty wild ride, so I'm really thankful for the opportunity. You know, Albert, Keith, and Ginger let me partake in my first big thing. So with that said, I'll catch you on the big screen in September. That's Spanish for September, I think.
Christabeth, well, number one, I adore her. But she's really become the face of the movie more than anybody else, even though there may be some characters that have more lines or more a larger part than she does. She really has embodied what Test Group is. And
she's become the literal poster child.
Yeah, really.
The literal poster child for Test Group.
Yeah. And, I couldn't ask for a better poster child for it, and I sort of did an homage to Night of the Living Dead with her face, and Mural down in Mexico, I think, is done a great job with the movie poster, which you will be able to buy and if you want it. But we've had a lot of fun with the graphic design and stuff on using Christabeth, because we put her everywhere.
People are wearing her T-shirts around the world now as well. So
yeah, we got people.
She's just so fun to work with too. Yeah. She's so funny.
Yeah, she's bright and bubbly and
funny.
But then she can turn it on and go into the creepy little girl too. Yeah. So I kind of like the fact that she does that, and she's being seen on television and everywhere else now.
Yep.
What's up?
What's up? Yeah. So who are you and what's going on?
My name is Anissa Nayel, and I auditioned for Miss Jade, Captain Jade.
Right on.
Marks.
How'd it go?
I think it went good.
When we started the Test Group fan page on Facebook, group page, one of the first people that got onto that page was Anissa Nayel Johnson, and she kept liking everything that we did and being really supportive, the whole time. And I really got to looking at her photographs, and stuff, and thinking that she would make a really good Jade. So I was really, really hoping that she would be able to act when we got to the audition phase. And fortunately for us, she really can. So she actually got to be Jade, so she filled that role that I had in my head, and does a really good job already, even in just the few rehearsals she's had, of doing that part. And how I got involved with Albert Roberts. Actually, he had put an ad out on Craigslist looking for a scriptwriter. And he had an idea for a zombie film of his own, which actually we probably will still do later on because it's actually a really good idea. But we got into the discussion on that, and I told him, well, I already have a trilogy of films that's written and copyrighted and had been optioned at one time. And so he wanted to see those, and I sent him a non-disclosure agreement first, and then sent him the scripts so that he could read them over, and he really, really liked the script and wanted to do that series of scripts. So he introduced me to his fiancée, Ginger, and the three of us kind of got along really, really well from the very beginning. And so the partnership of the Otherside of Georgia Incorporated got started, and we went into the production on the three films.
I made the decision that I was going to go ahead and make a zombie movie, and I had very high standards for it, a lot of criterion that had to be met. And so it was in my search for a story that I found Keith Bailey, and that is when Test Group happened. That was pretty much the moment of conception outside of him writing the entire thing, but that's what has now brought the story to life, was Keith crossing my lifeline. And so that was just critical because his story was already written. In fact, not just Test Group, but the subsequent films that will comprise the trilogy. And you'll hear more about that as well. But I just am so thankful and very fortunate to have crossed paths with Keith, and he is why Test Group is here, and why we now have, I guess, what we're calling Test Groupies.
One of the really fun things that about Test Group and the people that we've collected is so many of them have such great talents. A lot of the people that are involved in this production do create music, and so we created a division, the other side of music, just to handle that part of it. And a lot of times in the film, the music itself becomes another character. You know, the dark and brooding music that Candy Apple Black brings to the production is great, but then we have the satirical type stuff that the New York disco villains bring in. And so we have a lot of people that are involved with this project that their music has become new characters for the film. And we're really enjoying seeing these people flourish. We really want to get out there and promote them. And we think that, you know, that's another aspect to the family that we're going to keep using over and over again. No matter what project we're working on, we're going to keep putting them out there and keep showing their talents off.
Music is a huge part of the cinematic experience, at least in my opinion. You know, you can watch a great film, but if it's got a shabby soundtrack and composition, it just doesn't work. So Test Group works, and part of the reason for that is the music that we chose. One of them was one of the primary effects of Test Group is going to be provided by Candy Apple Black. Very deep and dark in this particular realm. Music, it's electronic. Some might call it ambient in nature, but just really, really amazing, and it literally sucks the viewer into the experience of the film. We also have another performer, Showtime, who we did a zombie video for him called When to Go, and it's actually one of the tracks that's going to be appearing on the official Test Group soundtrack album. Great guy, and just always love working with him as well. So our company, the Other Side of Georgia Productions Incorporated, also has a music division. So we take local artists and compile them, and we basically put them out there, and we don't focus on any specific genre of music. We've already got a CD that's out, a double CD set promoting Test Group. It's called Music for Research, and it's got everything from rock to rap to classical, and then the second CD is entirely electronic music of all different types. So we just wanted to maximize as much of the musical experience as we could in the production and marketing of Test Group.
Everyone calm down.
One of the really fun things that's developed because of Test Group and the Test Groupies has been fan fiction. We had a group that came to set when we were filming the original filming, and they were called Justin and Jason and Renee, and we call them the Get Fresh crew these days. But since they've gotten involved with us, they've been doing a lot of work on their own in the universe. They've created a movie, a grindhouse type movie that predates Test Group.
Sit down. What's going on here? Hey.
You guys are not supposed to be here. So we're gonna have to ask you to leave. Leave now.
We're just here for a couple of days. We'll go if you need us. Everyone just needs to calm down.
Right.
We just need a place to stay. We're gonna be leaving. If you got, we'll leave right now if you need us to.
Minimal effects you need, and we're out of here.
Hey, is this your baby?
Hey, hold on a second.
Really?
They've created some fun commercials for Biogen that we never wrote into the script, but have been really fun to play with and do.
I have a dangerous job. If you're anything like me, you know how work-related stress can affect you on and off duty. Sometimes, when I'm on R&R, I find that my performance is drastically reduced. That's when I turn to Embiggens, the male enhancement product by Biogen. So when there's a hot target, downrange, I don't quite have the caliber needed, double tap my objective, I trust Biogen for that force multiplier needed to accomplish mission. Let Embiggens have your back.
And your point.
In all your tactical movements. Embiggens by Biogen is better than nature.
Bigger than nature.
Do not take Embiggens if you take any other medications containing trioxanes, as this may cause a sudden, unsafe drop in life signs. Ask your doctor if you are healthy enough for combat. The most common side effects of Embiggens include headache, irritability, violent tendencies, abnormal cravings, changes in night vision, heightened hearing, wet mouth and drooling, muscle pain, nausea, dizziness, rash, or sudden mortality.
One of the things that we love about the test group groupies is that they become part of our family and part of the adventure, and we really, really do love them.
Test group in a lot of ways was actually born of the internet. It really started with my return back from a deployment to combat here back to the States, and I posted a Craigslist article about seeking a writer so that we could do this film together, and that's how I met Keith. Since then, Facebook has ultimately become the platform for how we're getting things done and how now the marketing for the film is going. We've taken a very unique and grassroots approach to making this film and to coordinating it. We have the public group, the Atlanta Zombie Film, on Facebook, and those are all real people just like us. And then we have a more locked down version that we have used for the crew and cast so that we could arrange all this, and everybody coming in knows that if you're going to do this, you have to be active on Facebook. So yeah, it's been kind of interesting. And then of course all the associated social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. Our presence has been firmly established. Anybody can look up and find out everything they need to know before the film coming out just by clicking on a Google search of #testgroupthemovie. So it's been very effective.